And you're not next. You're next after that. I asked our co-chair, Serena Rafay, who's amazing, to come up with Deborah Schwartzman, if she would come up. She's continuing our youthful adventure during this Wall of Fame. We're thrilled, actually, that Richie had nominated her and couldn't be more pleased.
I was reading your bio and I was looking at it and I was thinking, you're a social media influencer. And that's, it's kind of a recent term. How do you feel about the things that you influence and the selection of what you decide to promote? I know that you have a set of values and that those values are a guiding force in what you do for the Jewish community.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you who don't know me, my journey in media, politics, and all that started when I was on Bar Ilan at Bar Ilan University in Tel Aviv, and we had 2 direct rocket hits on our campus in May of 2019, and we were in the bomb shelter, and half of the trip were Israelis. To them, it was so normal. To me, I was like, I'm an American. We don't have rockets that fall on our heads. We don't do that in our country. And in that moment, that was the catalyst for me to want to come back to America and get involved in politics, to, God willing, be in a position one day, like many of the great honorees and attendees in this room, to really influence and help Israel from the American side, because we know that that's a lot of where the influence comes from. So when it comes to posting, everything that I've ever done has been with the mindset of furthering my values, which is truth, freedom, humanity, and doing that from the American perspective. But obviously, I'm Jewish. Israel is my home and my heart forever and always. And God willing, everything I've done has just pushed me further to being in that position one day.
After October 7th, when Israel was attacked, it had a profound influence on you and your life. And you, after what you witnessed, you co-founded an organization called 1,000 Strong. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of my friends, obviously on October 7th, it was Torah, we were having lunch, and a lot of my friends who were a little bit less religious started getting pings on their phones. They're like, guys, something's happening in Israel right now. We need to leave. We're in Miluim. We're getting on a flight tonight. And none of us had our phones for the most part, except for a few people, so we really didn't know what was going on. I immediately ran home, and of course, we saw everything unfolding. I didn't care about Shabbat at that point. I never posted on Shabbat in my life. I grew up in a very nice Shomer Shabbat kosher household, but in that moment, it was the first time I ever broke Shabbat to post on social media and let my followers know what's happening. If you're in Israel, if you have friends or family there, reach out to them. And my friends and I knew that we needed to get bulletproof vests and helmets to our friends who were going back to fight in Gaza. So 5 days after October 7th, we were like, how do we help? How can we do something? Which I wish Richie was still here because he was instrumental in this, but our goal was to raise $100,000, have 1,000 people at our event, and get the mayor to come speak. And Mayor Adams has been a great friend of 1,000 Strong. We've had 3 fundraisers, and to date we've raised and donated. It's very important to donate all the funds that you raise. We've raised and donated over $1 million to widows and orphans in Israel. We've been in touch with a few designers at Saks Fifth Avenue to send brand new clothing to the widows who became widows post-October 7th, providing charity and not just giving money, but really giving these individuals the dignity to rebuild their lives.
What was the most profound thing that you witnessed when you went to Kfar Aza?
It was really hard. I was in Kfar Aza about less than 3 weeks after October 7th, Zaka, while they were cleaning it up. And I was there to obviously be a witness, but document what they were cleaning up. And in that moment, it was really hard. It kind of changed my worldview forever because it was another Holocaust, but this time in our own country. And that really shook me. I saw how close we were to the border, 30 meters, or 30 feet, 10 meters from the Gaza border there. And I just couldn't comprehend how the individuals who were living there, who just wanted peace so badly, that's why they chose to live so close to the border, how they were left just alone and unprotected for so long. And it just unlit something within me, especially in that moment, seeing sorry to be graphic for a moment, but it's important for us to bear witness. At that point, Zaka was trying to piece together a few toddlers to try and find their remaining body parts and the damage. And to just see that unleashed a beast inside of me that I think should be in every single individual. We should all be dangerous but controlled. And I just wanted to go into Gaza. I said to the soldiers, okay, give me your gun. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get our family members home. And they laughed at me. They're like, oh, you're so American. But I really think that fire is within all of us. We're all family, whether we know each other deeply or we just know each other through the Jewish network of our beautiful community, and I think that is something that every community is jealous of us. It doesn't matter how well we know a fellow Jew, we always want to help, we always want to empty our pockets, open our doors, open our hearts to help a Jew in need, and that makes me just extra proud to be Jewish, especially in harder times, but even more so in amazing times.
Tell us about living in Brooklyn and your growing up.
Well, I actually live in Manhattan, but my grandpa, who my mom's here, when my family immigrated here, he was a surgeon at Maimonides Hospital for many, many years. So we know, of course,
I was born at Maimonides
a lot of people here were. My grandpa was a heart surgeon, so I don't think he delivered you, but he may have been around the time, been on the floor or something. But it's New York, especially in the wake of. This is a positive thing here, but that's why I'm doing positivity. In the wake of Mamdani's election, every cab driver there is like, Mamdani, what are you going to do there? I'm like, you have rockets on your head. What are you going to do about it? And it's just, I really think the positivity stems from the Brooklyn Jewish community. It is so rich and so cultured. Half of my friends are living with their husbands in Flatbush now, raising beautiful children. And so I really think that Brooklyn is the powerhouse of all of New York Jews. And it's just really amazing, as somebody said, a little Israel in New York, to be able to come, kosher supermarkets, kosher communities, you don't have to worry, and also living in peace amongst our neighbors. I think the Black Jewish unity really comes from Brooklyn, and it extends far and wide across America, definitely within the political movement. And so I love it here. I'm so honored to be here, and wow, this is such a nicer courtroom than Manhattan's. You guys are doing something right.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
You really brought a lot, and just for transparency's sake, my husband is actually a social media influencer. Not quite like you. He's old Jewish man, which you may have heard the tag, and if you haven't, look it up. But it makes fun of all things Jewish. So kind of a fun way and an opposite type of thing to what you're doing, which is so important and brings the values of the Jewish community and the values of our people, and supporting it is such an important thing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.